not about to allow his purpose to be aborted by David's insignificances and frailties and faults and fears. And so if it pleased him to use David, he put him in the position not because David was more qualified or better trained, but because he fit God's eternal purpose. Now, you say whatever you want to me, if you will, but you are not where you are today because you are the most gifted or the most talented or the most prayerful or the most holy. You are there because God has a role for you to play that is unique to you, that nobody else can do like you do it. He has a role for you, and it fits his purpose. Oh, God. What you need to do is to find out what he had in mind. That's why we seek him. We don't seek him because we're innately inclined to seek God. We're innately inclined to sin. By nature,
right?
We were children of wrath, even as others, according to the book of Ephesians. It's natural to do wrong. We'll teach no classes on lying. I'm taking Lion 101. I'm going to take that fornication class. They don't have to teach you to do wrong. Wrong comes natural. It's instinctive. It's inbred. 2-year-olds do it. 3-year-olds do it. They don't have to take a class in lying. That comes natural. What goes against the grain is seeking God. What makes us seek God is that he has classified information. He knows who I am. He knows what I can do.
Not what the world has made you.
He knows what I can become. He knows why he made me like he made me. He knows where I fit. So I seek him because seeking him leads to self-discovery. If you look at most people in the scriptures, you can really outline their lives. They go through stages, what the Bible calls seasons. And when we call them seasons, we have a tendency to minimize seasons to blessings. But seasons are really stages. So there's a time and a purpose for every season under heaven. They're really stages. Life has stages. Periods of time where you're operating in a particular stage. And in that stage, you have grace for that stage. I laugh at people who say they want to go back to old seasons. Because what you had the grace for 20 years ago, you might not have the grace for it right now. I told all of my children, I said, I had enough grace for y'all. I love my grandchildren, I really do. I love them, bless God. But that babysitting thing, that's not there. I served my time, I paid my dues. I love the Lord. I'll write you a check. I'm not sitting up chasing no big wheels around the house with my back out. I don't have the grace to do now what I did then. Everything's beautiful in its season. I got what I call holiday grace.
Amen.
Yes. It's like Christ, death, burial, resurrection. 3 days, bye. Oh, look at them, what they're so going to do. Bye. Love them to death. Love them to death. I don't mean it like that. Love them to death. Love them to death. Really love them to death. Love them to death. Grace for your season. Give me the grace for the season I'm in. Moses, 40 years of his life, he has spent in the palace with Pharaoh. For 40 years he spends on the backside of the desert. For 40 years he spends walking in his purpose and his ultimate destiny. That doesn't mean that the previous stages were wrong.
Right.
They were processual. They led him into his destiny and purpose. You can't take shortcuts. Just because you know where you're going doesn't mean you can take a shortcut and get there quicker. You need the process as much as you need the promise.
Amen.
The process prepares you for the promise. If he had not spent 40 years in the palace, he would not have known the protocol of the palace. He couldn't have dealt with the Pharaoh effectively as a leader because he would have had the mentality of a slave. If he had not spent 40 years in the wilderness, he would have had too much arrogance to lead the people